G'day friends, welcome to this massive, mega, ultimate, epic, Japanese stationery slash goods haul. Honestly, I don't even know what I'm calling it at this point. I've been back from Japan for about a week now, and I have to film this haul because I've had everything sectioned off into little categories ready to film this, but then a lot of other work got in the way, and I can't use anything until I've filmed all the hauls. So I'm basically just doing this because I have to use some of that stuff today, and I want to share it with you. First of all, before we start, I know some people just despise haul videos, so if you're one of those people and you don't want to hate watch this, please go and find another video to watch because you will absolutely lose it over this one. There's a lot of stuff to show. Personally, I enjoy a good haul, especially if it's a Japanese haul. Japan is the mecca of stationery goods, paper goods, pens, pencil, anything, literally anything great has come from Japan, and it's kind of surprising to see how much doesn't actually make its way across the seas. So I'm going to share everything that I got today, literally everything. I've broken it down into categories. I've got a traveler's notebook category we're going to start with, and I've got adhesive. The categories are weird, but adhesive is like stickers and washi tapes. I've got mark making, which is I thought the best way I could describe pens, pencils, textures, stamps. And then I've got a paper, kind of paper ephemera, and then I've got a miscellaneous. So I'm going to try and go in that order if I can remember that order. I think I can. Let's start with the traveler's notebook stuff, and yeah, let's just have a look at what we got. Alright, everything came in this paper bag, which I had to hold from the bottom because it was quite chock-a-block. Now I kept this one separate because I wanted to keep this one all together. Since, I mean, a lot of people are really familiar with the Traveler's Notebook brand. It used to be called Midori. The Traveler's Factory brand, I should say. I went to the one in the train station, in the Tokyo station. It's super hard to find, even though I have been there before, but if you can find it, it's a cute little store down in down the bottom of the station. I picked up some paper goods. This should not be in there. I went to Ikspiari the same day. I went to the Traveler's Factory, and I went to the flagship store in Nakameguro, which is also equally as difficult to find. I don't know how anyone does it without Wi-Fi and Google Maps, but all power to you. I used to live in Japan, and seriously, I still had struggles trying to find my way down the streets. But once you find it, it is such a great little store, and it was packed the day that we went in. So I actually bought Steve some stuff. So to me, this looks like very modest compared to what I actually came back with, because I got Steve a regular size blue Traveler's Notebook, a bunch of inserts, little stuff. Like I just got him a bunch of stuff because he said he was trying to get into it, which we'll see. This is what I got from the station store though. The last time I was in Japan was 2017, and I already picked up a lot of the limited edition stuff from the station store, and not much has changed. Sometimes they bring in their collaborations with other parts of the branding, and typically I don't like to pick that up. The only one I picked up is the Hong Kong one. I feel like if they're location specific, I want to save that for if I actually go to that location. The only reason I picked up the Hong Kong one was because it was ice creams and I couldn't give it up. But this is what I got from the station one. I stamped it with the special stamp they have at that store, and I thought I'd lined it up perfectly, but that's how it came out, and I actually think it's quite a nice design feature. This is for my sticky pics, my little Purikura album. I have my little journal I took traveling. All of these sticky pics I'm going to make a small passport journal with, and put lots of stickers and washi tape and, basically swatch everything out in there as I go, using this little journal here. I rarely work in the passport size, so I'm kind of excited to do that. I picked up this leather cover for it as well in the blue. I'll pop it out for you. Everything in Japan is packaging on packaging on packaging. Look how cute! I love it. It's got a little blank insert inside, but I'll put this one in there. I mean, you can put a bunch in there if you want to, but this is the first time I've opened it. I'm really excited to get that started and have a good go at that. I've also picked up some charms. This one's the Fly to the World from Japan. This one's a trunk. I thought it'd be cute for the fact that I was traveling, so I'll decorate that up nice. As far as little other brass items, I got this template bookmark, alphabet stencil. Really love that. Oh, this is the washi tape I got from the station store. The rest of everything else I got from the flagship store. I got these two brass clips. Now, I'm not huge into journal clips, but I love how decorative they are. And they've kind of become a little necessary for me as I start to bulk up a lot of my journals, and I especially work in a couple of journals that I do need to clip down as I work in. So I thought couldn't pass these up. I got this little packet of, I guess they're little ticket stub kind of things. As far as inserts go, I picked up 2 of the MD paper in cream. They're blank inside. I got 2 of the watercolor paper ones, which I haven't used before. I've used the sketch. This is watercolor paper, and it's perforated, so that should be interesting. Not that I plan on tearing anything out, but you never know. If your journals bulk up really quickly, I guess tearing some of those pages out might help. And then in the passport size, I got a little watercolor one, a little lined one, and a little blank one in the MD paper white. I should mention, buying this stuff in Japan is cheaper than anywhere else you'll find it in the entire world. This is 240 yen, and at the moment the dollar is actually stronger, so it's just a little less than $2.40 for one of these little inserts, which I know you kind of pay a premium for once they're imported. Now this is the last thing I picked up. I mostly did it for the tin, don't judge, but I love the tin. Although I do love what's inside it, I just don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. It is a mini traveler's notebook, and I mean mini. It also comes with these gorgina stickers and a little pamphlet leaflet thing I can use for paper ephemera. I mean, look at these stickers. This comes with a teeny tiny charm, a minuscule notebook, and I got black just to be safe. And this really little pad of paper which you're supposed to slot in and use as a notebook. I mean, it is so tiny. Look at that. What are you supposed to do with that? I'm gonna have fun figuring it out, but I can't lie. I did mostly purchase this for the tin. I wanted to get it for the tin last time, but I passed it up. And this time I was not kind of saying no to myself because I'd been very good at saving. And also, I think I forgot to mention this, the purpose of my trip was to gather this kind of documentation and this huge experience so that I could use to create my travel journal course. So a lot of this stuff will be used within the course to either document it or document inside of it. Obviously things like the washi tapes, the stickers, the paper goods, all of that comes into play when I'm building the travel journal. So if you are having a mini panic attack as you see things flash by the screen and you're adding it all up, don't worry. It's all for a purpose. It's literally all for work, and mostly just secretly because I love it, and I don't buy myself anything. I literally don't. I never purchase anything, so I think it's fair to say that I got my year's worth of purchasing out in this one trip. Let's move on to adhesives. I'm going to fly through the stickers before we get to the washi tape. There's this trend in Japan at the moment. I don't know how long it's been going on for, but I got Steve a little cat one. There are these little embroidery stickers. You can stick this on or iron it on, but I got a little J. I also got one from Disney. They're the little green men from Toy Story. So Steve's got a cat, like a little black cat. It's so funny. But I think I'm going to stick those on my leather journal cover. Maybe, if I can be brave enough. I got these jewels because I couldn't help myself. Anything sparkly kind of catches my eye. I bought a bunch of stuff for the store as well to make Japan packs, but I haven't even begun to put those together yet. So there's a bunch more flake seal designs in there. They're little flake stickers. These are the 2 that I picked up for myself the first time I went into the store, and I believe I picked up pretty much everything for the bags. So there might be other ones that I'll end up using, but I'm going to make the bags first and put all the best stuff in there, and I'll kind of keep whatever's left over. These are a little odd. I don't know if you'll be able to see them well. I'll have to get a piece of paper. These are stickers from the Disney store in Ikspiari. They're shiny as well. They've got like little kitty sparkle. They're just Disney stickers and they're transparent, and I thought they'd be really fun to play with. I love that one. And Wreck-It Ralph. I watched Wreck-It Ralph on the way over there. I do like it. Well, it's Ralph Breaks the Internet. I think I like the second one better than the first one, to be honest. These are the rest of the stickers here. Cats, obvi. I didn't know what these were, but they looked pretty fun. These are all like I would consider planner type stickers because they're really, really small. They work really well for your planner. There's so many pieces in each of these. Like, I'm gonna have stickers for years. I love these because they're like tabs. They fold over. I love the little Kokeshi dolls as well. I don't know if anyone knows this, but I'm actually obsessed with Kokeshi dolls. I have a small collection at home, but this one is the one that I brought with me when I moved to the States. And this one is the one my gran bought me when I was like 15 or 16, and I told her I wanted to move to Japan. We used to go to this tea store that sold these just up the back. They had a really small selection and they were super expensive, and she bought me this one and I've had it ever since. So I think it's that sentimental attachment that I'm really into Kokeshi dolls for, but I also think they're super cute. That's why I picked up these stickers as well, these little Kokeshi dolls. These are more of those tabs. They're like little cherry blossoms, little sakura. More little planner stickers. These are kind of monsters. These are glittery cats because obviously I would never walk past a black glittery Bianca. These are cats with fashion. I love these ones. These are actually like cloth. They almost feel like fabric stickers. I don't know if it's still paper and they've just made it a texture, but I also love the look of them. Very Lisa Frank vibes. More cats. category is cats. See? Oh, these ones are fun too because they're like fluffy. They're not flocked, or maybe they are. They kind of look a little flocked, but they feel like wool. Really, really weird. I picked up a bunch of these for the Japan packs as well because I loved, I mean, just the contrast between that fluff and that gold. I mean, it's so garish. How could you not love it? Two just regular decorative stickers I thought would be really fun to play with. And then these ones, I believe these are transparent. I just love those. So those are the stickers. Now for the washi tape. Brace yourself. Right, there are literally so many, so I think the best thing for me to do is to show them on the screen, and I'll put some music over there and we'll just kind of flash through them all because if I talked about every single one, it'd take years. I'll just preface all of this by saying I love absolutely every single one of them. And I picked up a bunch for the Japan bags as well. I'll leave off talking about the Japan bags because honestly I haven't put them together yet, so who knows when they're going to come out. I don't want to get you excited and then have to wait, but washi tape is one of my favorite things. I'm a washi connoisseur. I don't think you can have enough. I know a few washi queens with collections over 1,000. I watched documentaries about washi before. So obviously the one thing I would go nuts for in Japan is washi tape. And like I said, a lot of the time you get this stuff so much cheaper than when you would get it if it was imported. So some were still, you know, quite pricey. Like this one from Tokyo Disney Sea was about $8 for this pairing called First Whispers of Spring. I mean, it's so cute though. And I went during spring. You know, I see this as very valuable to decorating my spring-themed pages. I can't explain it to you. If you love washi, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you'll think this is absolutely nuts. But here we go.
Tell me why'd you have to go and drive me so crazy? Now I'm feeling lost without you, and I just can't be without you, baby. Want you all night long, want you all night long. Tell me why'd you have to go and drive me so crazy? Now I'm feeling lost without you, and I just can't be without you, baby. Want you all night long, want you all night long, want you all night, 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 want you all night. Tell me why'd you have to go and drive me so crazy? Now I'm feeling lost without you, and I just can't be without you, baby. Want you all night long, want you all night long. Baby, now I'm feeling lost without you, and I just can't be without you, baby. Want you all night long, want you all night long. Give me all your love, baby. Give me all your love, baby. Give me all your love, all your love, all your love. Give me all your love, baby. Give me all your love, baby. Give me all your love, all your love, all your love.
Okay, that is it for washi tapes. I hope you enjoyed that look at it. I'm kind of overwhelmed going through them again because I feel like when I came back I thought, oh, there's probably some more I could have picked up. And that was a lot. Like, that was very confronting to have to go through every single one and look at every single pattern and be like, why did you choose that? Although, there are some very specific reasons why I did choose some of them. Some of them I would just go past, you know, on a regular day. But others I picked because I just find that they're really difficult to find somewhere else. Like, this little jewelry masking tape, I don't even know why I liked this, like, in general, but it was just these little flecks of gold that looked like gold foiling, gold leafing. Like, this wouldn't be a particular style of washi tape that I would pick up, but when I was looking at it, I thought, that just looks so pretty, I want that in my journal. This is absolutely massive, and it's so meta to have a washi tape of pattern that is ripped up washi tape. And it is bulky. Like, this thing is 45 millimeters wide. My largest washi tape is 40 millimeters wide. Even I think that's kind of substantial. Yeah, this is a beast of washi tape. If I'm truly honest, the one I think I could have done without are these little faces, but when I was looking at them, I don't know, I just really got taken with it. So I don't know why I picked it up, but if I had to get rid of one, I would get rid of this one. Although I'm not gonna get rid of it. And look how tiny this thing is. This is half a centimeter. It's 5 millimeters wide, and it's just little stars, little sparkles, which I thought would be so cute to put everywhere, literally everywhere. And this little like Daimo label tape that has some Japanese on it, like it says thank you. It's in katakana, I don't know why it is. Oh, there it is in hiragana as well, but I don't know why the number 39's on there, but yay. I'm super excited to dive into all the washi tapes. I'm gonna leave that for now. I'm sure you'll be seeing a lot of Instagram posts with these washi tapes in there. Like, it just kind of dawned on me that I have the ability to create any washi tape I want, but apparently there's still that many out there that I need to buy. Anyway, let's move on. Let's go to mark making. All right, everyone settle down. Okay, we just have to dive in. First of all, I got these two little open stock Mitsubishi red blue pencils. This one's really funny because it's like a 70-30 kind of a mix. This one's a 50-50. These are also round, and I picked up some of these for the grab bags. I've said I would stop talking about that. I picked up some more of these anyway. I want to know if they're exactly like the other ones that I've been using. I'm gonna say no because these are branded Mitsubishi, and the ones I use are actually Uni Mitsubishi. I don't know if that's different, but I have used Mitsubishi pencils before that felt different to use. So I'm going to see if these work well for me, because I go through these like crazy. Just want to see if like a round barrel might be different. I got these colored pencils at Itoya in Ginza, and they're MD paper product pencils. They looked beautiful in the samples. That's why I picked them up. Otherwise I usually wouldn't fall for something like this, but I'm a sucker for advertising. You know when the vacuum cleaners pick up the bowling balls? Like, I'm sold, honey. I got these from the Disney store. These are highlighters, but you can see here if you stop, they've kind of got like a Mickey Mouse at the top, so you can stamp little Mickey heads on them. You can also get like a double line effect, and if you like run it across and then stamp it, you'll get these little Mickey heads inside your highlighted line, which is all the way ultra. That's what I'm here for. That's what I went to Tokyo for. So this is something that I would never have picked up in a million years, especially considering I used to hate highlighters, but I am so excited to use this. You have no idea. I got this little mechanical pencil from Tokyo Disney Sea. It's a Pilot Dr. Grip, 0.3 millimeters, and it has Arial all over it, and it's the cutest thing I've ever seen. I feel like it's just a decorated version of the Pilot OPT pencils that I already use. The pen that I got from Tokyo Disney Sea is this little Gelatoni. If you don't know Gelatoni, he's a friend of Duffy, who oddly enough doesn't do that well in the States. Like, Duffy isn't a big thing here, but in Japan, Duffy is kind of the biggest thing ever. And he has a lot of friends. He's got Stella Lou, which is ironically what Stella was picking up when she was there. She's picking up all the Stella Lou merch. Shelly May, there's Duffy, there's Gelatoni. Is there another one now? I feel like there's another one that starts with M or something. They're always adding new ones, but Gelatoni is an Italian painter cat, so suffice to say he's quite popular in our household, and I just got this little pen. I got these Sarasa Clip 0.5 pens because they have Ariel and her sisters on them. You'd never find merchandise with Ariel's sisters on them. And this was literally one of the only things that had that, so I had to snap them up. I got Steve a set too, but I don't think he was too keen on the colors. Rude. I got some brush pens here just because they've got more of that beautiful illustration on there. I am really a sucker for good packaging, although I'm not as much of a sucker for good packaging on substandard products. The difference between buying good packaging on Japanese products is typically Japanese products are just great anyway. So I was just delighted to see these little colored brush pens with that packaging. Just gorgina. I got this little stamp pad. It's just pastels. I don't have any colors like this. And I feel like these are also kind of chalky colors. I just wanted to see if they'd be any different. It was a very inexpensive set, and I also got this as a very inexpensive item as well. Just curious to play around with it. It's tiny. I mean, I have to be careful not to lose anything. This pen I got from Itoya as well. It's just a little fountain pen. I haven't set it up yet, so the cartridge is still kind of rolling around in there. I think it's just a drawing pen. It says for manga there, so I'm assuming it's kind of like a comic book style pen to use for drawing. I didn't play with it in the store, so I'm going to have to let you know how that goes. Also in random stores, I was picking up this gouache. I've been really into gouache lately, so I got these pastel pink, pastel peach, and this one, which is a Lame Clear Opal. Very fancy way to say glitter. I really just want to put this all over me. I know you're not supposed to put paint on you, but Why did I just put that on my hand? Like, it feels so gritty and yuck. It puts it over my whole body. But yeah, it's acrylic gouache, and it's just a glitter topper, which, you know, obviously I'm all here for. Posca paint markers, I think we all kind of familiar with these. I just got these because they were cheaper there and I wanted a new set. A lot of my old colors are drying up now because I use them so often, so took the opportunity to grab these. Zebra mild liners. Now, I have a set of these here. These are just the regular ones. These are the brush tip ones. Can you see the brush just on the back? Now, these colors are duplicate colors from these sets, although these color stories are a lot more interesting in these. Do you know what I mean? It's weird to see it in here. It looks completely different than seeing it in here. But I got these for the brush pens because I do use these a lot in my 5-year journal. Oh, which I should show you as well. So I just wanted the brush pen option, basically. I know this isn't in mark making, but I'll forget if I don't show you because I have been working in it. This is when I went to Kyoto, I went to the Tobichi store and they obviously sold a lot of beautiful things. I got this little Hobonichi stamp. It's the cutest little journal stamp. I don't know why I would need it, honestly. This one when I just picked it up because I couldn't not. Little rubber stamp. I don't own many wooden rubber stamps. This is my 5-year Hobonichi cover. I got the red, which matches my Outlander really, really well. I mean, this one's a little more used, and I feel like the color isn't a completely perfect match, but we seem to be on a bit of a red kick. Like, for anyone curious, I did document some things as I was going, but it was really hard to keep up, considering I was doing so much work for the course. At the Tobichi store, they had this Reiwa stamp, which was to commemorate coming into the new season of Reiwa, or the reign of... I think they're leaving Heisei and entering Reiwa. I don't know. Let's just pretend I know. But they have this little stamp station just in the store. It's a cute little store, also difficult to find. I think the running theme of Japan is everything is difficult to find, but if you've got Google, I think you'll be fine. I've printed these out on stickers, like these little photo collages of the day, just because I thought a pictorial representation of what happened on that day is going to be super fun to look at in years to come, and would also get a lot more in there than I could write, because sometimes this A6 size really limits how much you can put in there, which I typically love, but for some big events like this, I figured that a little photo collage would do better. So yeah, I love that. The only unfortunate thing is now this doesn't fit in my little yellow box. So I have to start decorating this box with stickers. A neon color Sarasa Clip pen, an orange brush pen. Super curious to see how orange that is. I feel like I don't own many orange things. Just another highlighter and a little brush pen. I like to just pick up a mix of this stuff. None of this was really recommended, but sometimes you find things that you never would have expected to find before. Like the brush on this looks super interesting, so I want to have a good go with that. I think I hate the look of the barrel, but we'll see. It's nice to try new things. It was that late night want for chicken nuggets that sent me to the convenience store that I ended up buying the Pilot OPT mechanical pencil because I thought it was a pen and I needed a pen, and I've been using those ever since, and I've bought, you know, a couple more since then. So you never really know what's going to spark something new in your creativity and give you that excitement. So I do like to pick up some things, even if they're not recommended, even if I've never seen them before, just to give it a go. I don't do it for a lot, but you know, for pens, especially in Japan when they're so inexpensive, I do like to give them a good go. These I saw in the store and I hadn't seen them before. They're called Click Art. Now, what I feel like they are is just a retractable version. Oh, look at that. Packaging on packaging. Poor Japan. They're a marker. Oh, there's a stopper in there. They're a marker that you can, I'm out of frame, that you can click in and out. They're by Zebra. I do like a good Zebra product. I believe they're water-based, so I did pick these up for use in my Hobonichi 5-year journal. I wonder if you're supposed to keep those little caps in. I'll have to do a bit more research on that. I don't believe you do though. I think that's just for when they come. I'll have to have a good play with these and let you know how I like them. This whole set you can see was about $11.60, just under that with the exchange rate. You get 12 colors and I think they'll be fun. This is a Hanko stamp, which is a Japanese name stamp. I did this, it's a custom one. I actually bought the case separately, but the Hanko in there is, I love this because you just push down on it and it stamps it. I probably should have done it on a softer surface, but I couldn't fit my actual name on there, and all the instructions were in Japanese, and I didn't want to kind of fuss about and choose the wrong thing, you know, very a la Seven Rings by Ariana Grande. So I just decided to go with some katakana and spell out yas. So now every time I step it, I just laugh to myself. I'm like, yas, yas, yas. So anyway, I like it. I thought it was kind of one of the most perfect souvenirs. It's obviously not official. I mean, these in Japan are official. You're supposed to use them to sign documents and stuff. You get them registered with the city. Obviously, they have your family name on there. There's a bunch of different types to choose from. I just went with the cheapest. I just went through it. It takes about 20 minutes to do, and if you don't read any kind of Japanese, it can be a little difficult to get through the navigation screens, but I think there might be some like YouTube guide as well, so you could probably watch someone do it on YouTube and do it with them. But yeah, I think this is oddly enough one of my favorite souvenirs from the trip. And I bought this case because it's self-inking. You can see there's this little thing here is a little ink. Can you see? I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little ink pad in there, so every time it goes back down, it re-inks it. I just love that. This is from Muji. It is pens, 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 pens. This is what I currently have on my desk, and believe it or not, I hold on to a lot of these even though they're dead. I love a good colored gel pen. Nothing makes me feel like I'm back in high school quicker than using a colored gel pen. Some of these are like retractable, like little click ones. Others are just the regular ones, and I got a bunch of different colors, a bunch of different sizes. They're nothing I don't think you've seen before, so I won't take too much time with that. I wanted to buy them in a set, but the store that I was at didn't have a set, so I had to buy them all open stock. Which, you know what, I guess at the end of the day it's just less packaging. I wouldn't have kept the package anyway. When I was in Kyoto, I went to this cute little stationery store run by this little old Japanese lady who spoke no English. She was the cutest thing I've ever seen. It was like a scene out of a Studio Ghibli film. And I bought just a few things that caught my eye. This in particular, it's kind of like a redactor ink, but it's like this massive, I think of it as a bingo dobber. If you've ever been to bingo and you're like, but this is, I think it's just for redacting information. I thought it might be nice if it's a matte surface. Hopefully I can use this to quickly black something out and then draw over the top or stamp over the top. If not, it'll just be a nice little pen to maybe do some calligraphy or artwork with. I got the Zig Clean Color. You know, I have never used a Zig Clean Color. I don't think. That might be a lie, but as far as I can remember, I've never used a Zig Clean Color. And I've just got some... Oh no, did I get these? I completely got the wrong ones. I thought these were like the brush end. Well, that's not gonna help me. Well, I have two of these pens now. I should have looked. I was just so nervous because the poor little lady was... I think she thought I was... I mean, it's a store that like foreigners wouldn't really just go into, especially considering that area can get really packed with tourists. And so I feel like she just thought I was some, you know, I'm already like a little taller than most Japanese people, but especially over this little old lady, and she was only in there by herself. I feel like she just thought I got lost and wanted to help me find my way out of the store until I started speaking to her, and I think that calmed her down a bit. But at the same time, I was like, oh, I don't want to impose myself. I know I can seem like a threatening figure, I imagine, to her. So I just got my stuff, smiled, and left. This is a Pilot drawing pen in 02. I never used that size, so curious to know if I enjoy it. I'm sure I will. I'm quite heavy-handed, so my 01s, my 02s usually become 5s in a matter of like 2 drawings. And I got these pencil extenders because, believe it or not, I'm actually coming to the end of a few pencils. And I keep little pencils like this. I don't know why, but now I can use them again. I mean, that's just, I love that. That's so impressive to me. Pencil extenders are just so clever. I don't know who thought of them, but I'm impressed. I have not owned any up until this point, and I thought, what a cute little thing to get from her store just to remember that little experience. Alright, let's get to something that you're very familiar with. This is from Tokyu Hands in Shibuya. If you're watching along on my Insta story, you might have seen me going a bit nuts here. Just they're so much cheaper. Copic markers. And some Copic liners as well. Just all in 01. I got a pink, a black, a purple, and a blue. I got all of these Copic sketch markers. I'm not going to go through all the colors, but I think you can see I got an array of colors here. Basically just picking up ones that I don't already have. And trying to find ones that I feel like I've not even really seen before, because I do have a couple of stores around me that have a nice selection of Copic sketch markers. Obviously, Copic being a Japanese brand, they have every single one there. So I was trying to pick up ones that I feel like I'd never seen the name before. Let's see if I can get them all in my hands. Oh, I'm doing it. There you go. There's a closer look at the colors I picked out. Oh, one's gone. Oh, no, one's up. I'm so sorry, Steve called, and it's an awkward jump cut, but Steve called, so my camera is suddenly unavailable to me. I'm just going to pop these into all the other Copic markers that I own and just go, you know, use them, I guess. I should just mention, these were about $3, I want to say about $3.50 per marker. I know that's super expensive, but my local store sells them for about $7.80 a marker, so we're looking about half price there. And Copic markers are something that I do invest in. Did you just see that? Like a torpedo. Okay, I gotta move on. Pencils, these are from Itoya in Ginza. I mean, look at how pristine they wrap these pencils just to make sure they don't get damaged. I picked up a bunch of different brands. They put them in this too, just so they really wouldn't get damaged. I got a red and blue from Caran d'Ache. These are the museum aquarelles, so they're water soluble. I picked up a bunch from Holbein. I probably should have just bought the set, to be honest. But I feel like I didn't need the set, and I was just picking colours that I hadn't really come across before, or colours that weren't in my collection as I knew it. I do have the Faber-Castell Polychromos, which is an absolutely beautiful set, so coloured pencils aren't something I try to pick up a lot of. Typically, if it's just something like this, like that's just really crazy, bright, neon coral, this might persuade me to have a go. Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils, which are absolutely crazy good quality. I have a few of these. The red one I have of this is the brightest, most vibrant red I have ever used in an art supply, and it's absolutely stunning. So I picked up kind of a green-blue, a blue-green, and a purple. And these are all by Rembrandt. They're the Lyra brand. These are the Polycolor, and this one is the Aquarelle. So this one's water soluble, which I got because I thought it was a beautiful tone. I don't have a tone like that. And these just seemed very interesting and earthy to me as I held them side by side. So those are the pencils. Thank you, Japan, for this little carry case. They arrived perfectly. I don't know why I'm packing them up like I'm not going to use them right now. Now this is one of the most special things I purchased, and it's from a little store in Ginza called Gekkoso, which is literally like 100-year-old store. It is so cute. They hand make their little paints in there. I'm just kind of obsessed with the little store, and it's such a hole-in-the-wall store. Like, again, theme of Japan, very difficult to find. But I decided to pick myself up some watercolor and some gouache. So this is the little set of gouache. I can't wait to have a play with these. The colors in the palette are Carmine, Viridian, Burnt Umber, Yellow Light, Cobalt Blue, and this one's called Tyrian Rose, which does look like kind of a different pink that I don't notice very often. These are all gouache, and I got a little set of gouache because I'm obsessed with gouache right now. These are all watercolors, and this was a little set that they sold as a primary set, and it's actually this Tyrian Rose, Yellow Light, Cobalt Blue. Cobalt blue. The way these mix together, it's as if you had a magenta, cyan, and a yellow ink, you know, like a printer ink. That's what it looked like to me, and I find it fascinating because so many times we use primaries as red, yellow, blue, and they're all kind of very bold primaries, but these are almost like a bright and like super fun and playful primary set. So I cannot wait to get these out and like into a little half pan and make a little palette out of those. These two watercolors as well, because I do find that I use a light pink very, very often, and the light blue just kind of took my eye. It looked really beautiful when it was swatched out in the store. And then I got two of these. I had this like massive plan of getting this specific color because back in like the 70s it won International Color of the Year or something. It's called Cobalt Violet Pink. And, you know, back in the day, it used to be a really interesting and, like, special mix. Today, there are obviously a lot of dupes. A lot of other brands have a color very similar to this, but I thought it just really worked well with the history of the store to pick one of these tubes up. And I decided to get another one because I don't know why, but I thought, oh yeah, I could, like, put them in half pans and share them with people, which I still could do, but I don't know why I thought this one tube would, like, serve everybody. Very wishful thinking on my part, but I'm going to keep one of these tubes to share with others and one tube to, well, I guess, however much I need to share. I'm not picky. I just want to use it and have a little half pan. If it all goes, it's a great excuse to go back because I do believe you can't really get this Gekkoso paint anywhere but that store in Ginza. I'm assuming there are resellers because there's a reseller for everything, but it would be very expensive, I imagine. So very, very happy with this. This is probably one of my most exciting purchases of the trip. Like, I can't wait to get into that. That's everything from mark making. Whew, that one was a lot. That was more than the other ones. This is a bit of a random collection. These were chocolates that are gone. I love the tin on this. I got it because this is the Metro card in Japan, little Suica that I'm really familiar with. So I got this to hold my Suica because, fun fact, so hardcore journaling, I actually glued my other Metro card into a journal and then couldn't use it because when I went back to Japan, I couldn't pull it out of the journal and it was all messed up. So I had to get a new Suica, which is only $5 when you get there, but still, I was like, oh, I should have used my old one. So I'm gonna put my new Suica in this little tin and keep it for next time. These I'm obsessed with, especially with all the cat hair on there. I need to clean those. They're like velvet, kind of flocked plastic, so they get really, they collect a lot of dander. But they're a little Mickey sunglasses. Stella and I have matching pair from Tokyo Disneyland. Really uncomfortable on the nose, but I think it's worth it for the fashion. This I got from Geckoso as well, this little hand clip. I thought that'd be really fun for my journal. Speaking of clips, I got this from Tokyo Disney Sea. Now these are actually standing clips. They're actually quite heavy and there you can see they're really glittery. They're super fun, little Mickey and Minnie motif there. I won't get them out, but I thought these would be super cute as journal clips, and they were literally in a corner of one store in Tokyo Disney Sea. I don't know if you have ever been to Tokyo Disney Resort before, but sometimes the merch is like just in one store, and sometimes it's not like it's advertised that that's the only place you can get it. So you can have these moments of finding things where you're like, yes, I found this. Like I have no idea what it is, but I found it. So that was this moment for me, and I was really excited for it. Still am. Back on Gelatoni from before, the little Italian painter cat. I actually got this for Steve, but I gave him the other one instead. There's a little Gelatoni in a backpack. So I'm going to keep this one for me. Just like washi tape it inside my journal or something. I could, you know what, it's actually funny. These things here, like these little pom-pom keychain things, so outrageous. Like, why do I have these? Also, these little lollipop keychain things as well. I picked up a bunch of stuff. Even this little hand. Well, it says cleaner. Is there like some microfiber on that or something? I don't know, but it has a strap and that's what I'm interested in. All of these things I want to thread through the elastics of my journals. So, you know, have little charms on there. I got all of this to, you know, just add to the jingle jangle of my beautiful travel journal. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I imagine it's going to look crazy with all this stuff just hanging off it. But I'm here for it. I'm ready. And perhaps this could go on there as well. I'm not sure, but I'll figure that out. I got this little gachapon. It was like a little Disney Easter thing in a store. It's Lotso and the pig. What's the pig's name? Ham from Toy Story 4. I haven't opened that up yet, but those are another little like keychain things to put on my journal. My little Gelatoni purse. I believe it's meant for your a pass, like an annual pass or something. It doesn't fit very much, but it matches my big bag, so I'm gonna be very ultra walking into the California parks with this and my bag on. Oh, the reason I love Gelatoni so much is not just because he's like a painter and Steve loves him because he's Italian, it's just because he's a cat. And when we saw him in one of the stage shows, he had like a little bit of an attitude, which really reminded me of Oliver. So Gelatoni is Oliver to me, and that's probably why I go a little crazy for the merch. I grabbed a little pin for my journal as well. We visited during the Easter celebration, which is amazing, by the way. If you ever get a chance to go to any of the Disney parks in Japan, go when they're like Christmas or Halloween or Easter. I mean, there's always something going on, but they really show up and show out for events. And then I got these magnets, which are kind of just like page markers as well. They fold over. They look like little tickets, which I thought were cute. Guys, we're in our last section. This is the paper goods. I'll show you this because it's already battered and bruised and beaten up. It's a semi-bleached paper from Muji. I wanted this because I wanted to stamp out a lot of the stuff. Muji have these little stamping stations in the store. Half the things were dry, which actually made this really beautiful effect. I don't know what I'm going to use these for, but it's always better to have them than to not. I just love the clean, simple aesthetic of Muji. It makes me want to be minimalistic, which will just never happen. This is from Geckoso as well. I got these two little printed postcards and this little watercolor journal. Now, I wouldn't typically pick something up like this, but I was just so enamored with that store. And they had a bunch of different options, and I thought I should leave Japan with like a little watercolor journal. And I thought it'd be a nice way to test all those little paints because, as you know, sometimes different papers can have different sizing in them and the colors can look different. So because I fell in love with the swatches all over the Geckoso paper, I wanted to make sure that I at least had the opportunity to recreate it exactly as I saw it the first time. So cute little book. I love that little trumpet logo too. What is that, a bugle? Trumpet? I don't play instruments. These are two little folders I got from the Disney store. They've also got sparkle all over them. It's kind of hard to see in this lighting. Just little envelope folders that I can put in my journal. Every time I say journal, it's getting more and more journal. Journal! I got Vogue Japan! My goodness, I used to have every issue of Vogue Japan in the entire world. A lot of them I actually took home and they're back in Australia, and I have a massive like bookshelf kind of library of Vogues from all around the world. But I used to take these and like in between shows I would just read them cover to cover. I mean, not read everything, but read with my eyes. Just look, I guess. I'll just look. It's just so fun to see everything. And I actually picked this up because I thought it would be good to use as a reference and to use also for art journaling. So separate from the travel journaling course, it would be art journaling, and I could pull a lot of inspiration from there. These are the last couple of things I have. Just some little paper goods I picked up from Disney. This is a little post-it notepad with a little laser cut Disneyland written on there. Tokyo Disneyland. It's hard because sometimes like I literally just want one sheet of this to remember it, and I don't need the whole set, but I pick it up anyway because I just get so excited. And this is a letter set, and this is like a folder set, and it has all these hand-drawn, I think the collection is kind of called the Fun Map. But they've basically taken all these illustrations of the park and made this merchandise out of it, which as, you know, an illustrator and an art journalist, I feel like this was just made to pick up. I don't know, I just fell real deep for these. I wanted more, I wanted everything. I wanted all the merch with this stuff on it. I wanted more of a selection of it. But as it were, these were the only two things. And the little tape that I picked up. Oh, I have one more thing. I picked up this in the Disney store as well, which is this little cube of Stitch. When you open it out, it's a little desk caddy with these little, like post-its. And these are different designs on these post-its. Stitch is my favorite, so I go hard for Stitch. This is, this kind of sits on our desk out by the computer. Super random to end on that, but considering everything we've looked at, I just thought it was really cute. They had other ones there as well, but, you know, Stitch is my fave. And that's everything. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for sticking around for that massive haul. Let me know what you liked in the comments below. Even though I don't always respond, I do read them all. If you're going to Japan, let me know where you're hitting up and what you're looking to buy. If you've been to Japan, let me know what you bought. I don't know, just sound off, because I know these kind of stationery haul videos gets people really excited. And I do want to just point out that if you do buy anything, I am in no way responsible for you doing that. I have a lot of angry spouses at me all the time. Apparently it's enabling. I don't know, I just call it sharing. I find it hard to believe that I'd have that much of an influence on anyone, to be honest. But, you know, all of this stuff, as beautiful as it is, you can make great art without it, or you can have a great time without it, or you don't need all of this extra stuff. It is certainly lovely to be able to play with it, and for that I thank you all, because this wouldn't be my job without you, and I'm so happy to be able to share in the excitement and the joy of it all with you, and hopefully one day be with you in person so we can share it all physically, like literally just share it. Which I might just point out, if you are going to be around the California area in June, on June 22nd, don't quote me on any of this. Literally, make sure you check out the Instagram, because there'll be more stuff on Instagram giving you more details about it and kind of closer to the date. But I'll be at a meetup with Sojourner USA. So if anyone knows Rowena from Sojourner, she makes lovely leather notebooks and items and accessories. I met Rowena in Tokyo, and we literally did a live on Instagram. It's so funny, we live in California, but we decided to meet in Tokyo. But we met there, and we had already been talking a little bit about it before, and we thought it'd be a really great idea if we could get together and have like a big meetup for anyone that was local or anyone that was passing by or coming through. So if you are going to be there, I would love to share in, you know, lots of stories, lots of chatting. I'm going to bring a bunch of my own real journals that you can flip through and have a look through. I'll bring a lot of my own products that you can play with and just have fun with. We also have an exclusive meetup washi tape. It's not this one, but it's a 20mm wide, and they're all kind of like pen sketch illustrations of icons that represent, you know, JLB Creative and also Sojourner USA. So if you're going to be there, there'll be some goodies for you to take, and also some, you know, exclusive washi tape, which hopefully will float your boat. I am a sucker for that kind of stuff. Literally in Japan, I was trying my best to go to places I knew had exclusive things that I didn't even want. But just the fact that they're exclusive, I have this like FOMO kick. The only place I didn't get to was the Starbucks Reserve, and that's only because Rowena had gone the day before, and I think she said there was about an hour wait to get inside, and I was like, you know what? I loves me some Traveler's Factory notebooks, but I'm not gonna wait an hour to get in the store. That's an hour less of Japan that I get just to have a notebook that I already kind of have. So I just kind of left that one. But if you are into exclusive and limited things, it will only be available for the meetup. Like, it's not going to be in the store or anything from my end. Like, you won't be able to purchase it from my Etsy stores. So pop on by. It'll also be really fun just to see you all, and hopefully we can have a good chat about all this stuff that makes us tick. Oh, this is one thing I have as well. I kind of forgot because it looked like it was already finished with. This, I know people are going to get upset because it's kind of bent, but I bought this so that I could kind of tear it up and use it. This is a print. It is just stunning. Can you see that? I mean, I know you can see it. It's literally on screen, but isn't that gorgeous? Even the gold, like the gold printing has texture in it. Oh, I am here for this. I love that. So that's going in my travel journal for sure. If not, I might even cover the front of the journal with that. Although I do have a different idea for that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm yet to put all of the stuff together. Honestly, filming this haul has been something I had to do so that I could do that and then move on to the next million things I have to do, including Mermaid. But it's all going to be fun. I had a fantastic time in Japan. If you're curious to see any of the stuff we got up to, there are a few actual like supercuts on my Instagram feed. Like, it's some supercut videos of the first few days, and then in the story highlights on my actual Instagram page, you can go through and see every Instagram story that I took on the trip. So there are 3 story highlights: Japan, Japan 2, and Japan 3. Go and check those out. There's a lot of me actually buying some of this stuff in there. My Instagram will be linked down below. I'll leave you with that. Hope you had a fantastic time. If you ever get a chance to go to Japan, make sure you save your yenis before you get there, because you will never be in another place on the entire planet where you'll be so tempted to buy so much stationery. So just a warning. Okay, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.